Welcome to the final public presentation for the Fulton Downtown Revitalization Initiative. Due to safeguards put in place to stop the spread of COVID-19, this presentation will be a virtual meeting. All materials from this presentation will be made available on www.FultonDRI.com. The main focus of the presentation will be to introduce the projects recommended by the Local Planninn Committee for inclusion in their strategic investment plan that will be submitted to New York State. We will begin with an overview of the DRI program and summarize previous outreach efforts. The presentation will conclude with a description of next steps in the DRI process. There is a set of virtual display boards that accompany this presentation that offer more detailed information on the recommended priority projects. Display boards can be found at www.FultonDRI.com. You can submit comments on the website or email FultonDRI@gmail.com. The Downtown Revitalization Initiative, or DRI, provides an investment of $10 million to one community in each of the state's 10 economic development regions. For round 4, the city of Fulton was selected community in the Central New York region. A local planning committee, or LPC, was formed that includes community stakeholders and representatives from the city. The DRI provides each community with access to a consultant team and state planners to help the LPC through the planning process. The overarching goal of the DRI is to help fund projects that will create desirable downtowns with strong sense of place, attract new businesses, enhance public spaces, attract a diverse mix of residents and visitors, grow the local property tax base, and provide amenities that enhance downtown living and quality of life. Eligible project types include public improvements, new development and rehabilitation of existing structures, revolving loan and grant funds, and marketing efforts. All potential projects must be located within the DRI boundary, illustrated on this slide. It should be noted that the boundary includes a slight revision from the original map to include the Broadway and Oneida Street bridges, which were always intended to be a part of the project area. Planning activities, operation and maintenance, pre-award costs, property acquisition, training, and expenses related to existing programs are not eligible for DRI funding. The LPC built upon the city's successful application to create a vision, goals, and strategies that would lead to revitalizing downtown Fulton. Fulton's DRI vision is to leverage Fulton's historic downtown waterfront and the economic drivers found in Fulton's health, service, and manufacturing industries, and its innovative entrepreneurs to enhance the city's natural and cultural attractions. The LPC adopted 4 goals and related strategies to reach these goals. Make Fulton a place where people choose to live, work, and play. Stimulate full-time job growth and retention. Update downtown infrastructure to integrate 21st century technology. And enhance the waterfront to increase visitors and boaters. The consultant team met with numerous stakeholder groups during the planning process to discuss the types of projects they would like to see in downtown Fulton. While the groups were quite diverse, high school students, senior citizens, small business owners, historical society members, and participants at Arc of Oswego, they all shared a common vision that includes more retail and food options, places to meet and hang out, and preservation of historic buildings. In addition to stakeholder meetings, there were 7 local planning committee meetings, which were open to the public and 2 public open house meetings to gather input on potential priority projects. There is also a project website at www.FultonDRI.com where information on the DRI process and meeting materials are provided. The consultant team has prepared a document called a Strategic Investment Plan that outlines all of their research, analysis, and information gathering, and presents profiles of potential projects that the state may consider for DRI funding. Elements of the Strategic Investment Plan include a downtown profile that considers the DRI boundary and its context in the region, past planning efforts, critical issues, challenges, and opportunities, an inventory of existing conditions such as demographics, infrastructure, historic and cultural resources, and anchor institutions and significant employers. This plan also includes information from a market analysis prepared by the consultant team and a description of recent, ongoing, and planned projects. Although there were many potential projects included in Fulton's application to become a DRI community, the city thought that it was important to have an open call for additional projects to consider. Project sponsors were able to download an application from www.FultonDRI.com and were asked to provide detailed information about their projects to the city. These projects were then considered along with the original list of proposed projects. The Local Planninn Committee carefully considered and adopted a set of 22 criteria that represented the elements they deemed as important for revitalizing downtown Fulton, including but not limited to job creation, transformation potential, synergy with other projects, public support, market demand, and economic feasibility. These criteria, along with the vision, goals, strategies, and Central New York REDC priorities, were used to analyze all potential projects. The LPC was separated into 4 work groups for the initial analysis and then came together for the final project analysis. The LPC ultimately selected 19 projects to be recommended for DRI funding. This map shows the location of the recommended priority projects I am about to introduce. Although the projects are numbered, they are not ranked. They are merely listed in order of the DRI request amount. Detailed descriptions of each project can be found on the presentation boards that accompany this presentation. Project 1 would upgrade Fulton's waterfront area. The project will transform the marina and canal landing park into a premium gathering location where the city and other entities can host events while providing boaters traveling the canal system a safe and vibrant stopover experience. The project sponsor is the City of Fulton. The total project cost is $3.25 million, all of which would be paid for with DRI funds. Project 2 includes upgraded services at the Oswego Health Facility. Oswego Health will expand healthcare services at its Fulton campus, bringing excellent advanced care and high-paying positions to the community. The facility will allow area residents to receive emergency care services in a central location that is close to where they live and work. The project is sponsored by Oswego Health. The total project cost is $3.271 million, with a DRI request of $2 million. Project 3 would rehabilitate the property known as Building 30 on the former Nestle site. This project includes the redevelopment and repurposing of Building 30 on the former Nestle site into a mixed-use development. Potential tenants include a microbrewery and eatery combination, a Nestle museum, anchor tenants providing culinary, exercise, and retail amenities, office space, and market rate and/or senior apartments. The total project cost is $12 million with a DRI request of $1.5 million. Project 4 includes pedestrian safety and aesthetic improvements along Route 481. The goal of this project is to implement safer crossings at 3 key intersections along the New York State 481 corridor: Academy Street, Buffalo Street, and Cayuga Street. This project will also enhance the aesthetics along the corridor and provide green stormwater mitigation measures. The project includes signage to draw motorists downtown. The project is sponsored by the City of Fulton. The total project cost is $1 million, all of which will be paid for with DRI funds. Project 5 would relocate the Fulton YMCA into the current Windstream building. This project will provide a new home for the local YMCA right in the heart of downtown Fulton. The facility will include a full-service downtown YMCA, construction of a separate glass natatorium to house an Olympic-sized swimming pool, consolidation of existing Windstream offices, and retail space on the first floor facing Route 481. The project is sponsored by Doty Contracting LLC. The total project cost is $4.943 million with a DRI request of $989,000. Project 6 would create a manufacturing startup facility on the former Nestle site. The manufacturing startup facility will redevelop an approximately 3-acre vacant portion of the former Nestle site into a modern 30,000 square foot manufacturing facility to attract and expand advanced manufacturing businesses in the city of Fulton. The project is sponsored by the Oswego Industrial Development Agency. The total project cost is $4.3 million with a DRI request of $860,000. Project 7 would construct walking trails in Fulton. The project will complete the trail network within the DRI boundary and can be broken into 3 parts. Complete construction of the Pathfinder Canal Towpath Trail, install bridge accent lighting on both sides of the Broadway Bridge and Oneida Street Bridge, and replace the existing pedestrian fence on the Oneida Street Bridge. The project is sponsored by the City of Fulton. The total project cost is $1.641 million with a DRI request of $820,000. Project 8 would create a grant fund for businesses located within the DRI boundary. The City of Fulton would establish a grant fund to offer assistance to projects that will enhance and strengthen the DRI area. Eligible projects include commercial interior and exterior building improvements and soft costs, technical assistance for planning and development studies, and purchase of permanently installed equipment. Certain expenses related to COVID-19 may also be covered by this fund. The project is sponsored by the Fulton Community Development Agency. The total project cost is $1.5 million with a DRI request of $750,000. Project 9 includes building, machinery, and site upgrades at Huhtamaki. The project will upgrade and improve existing buildings and machinery to support Huhtamaki's operations, including a new roof, outside beautification of the grounds and buildings, replacement of a failing and obsolete freight elevator, replacement of an electric substation, and electrical control upgrades on machinery that is no longer supported by the original equipment manufacturers. The project is sponsored by Huhtamaki. The total project cost is $2.1 million with a DRI request of $420,000. Project 10 would create a pavilion for parking and events, as well as public open space on the property bounded by Park Street and South 2nd Street, currently home to the building everyone calls the Green Monster. The project will transform a neglected property into an aesthetically pleasing parking and event space on the 481 corridor that will effectively create a gateway into downtown Fulton. The project is sponsored by S&A Holdings, LLC. The total project cost is $2 million with a DRI request of $400,000. Project 11 includes upgrades to the CNY Art Center. The project represents the final phase of planned upgrades at CNY Art Center. Upgrades include leveling the roof over the south side of the building, extending the mezzanine level to create balcony seating, an expanded tech booth, and new space for programming, new doors and windows, and internal sewer upgrades. The project is sponsored by CNY Art Center. The total project cost is $440,000 with a DRI request of $352,000. Project 12 includes a range of upgrades to the library, including structural repairs, increased accessibility, and the creation of 2 outdoor spaces for the public. It consists of several elements, including the creation of outdoor sitting areas on the south side and rear of the building, an exterior stairway down to the new rear sitting area and adjacent trail, rebuilding exterior emergency stairs to meet current standards, and completing much-needed repairs to the library's 2 chimneys. The project is sponsored by the City of Fulton. The total project cost is $311,000, all of which will be paid for with DRI funds. Project 13 would upgrade internet services in Fulton. This project will provide adequate and reliable internet technology in the downtown and greater DRI area. Additionally, it is envisioned that the City of Fulton would install, maintain, and provide a public Wi-Fi zone in the downtown and marina areas in partnership with local internet service providers. This project is sponsored by the City of Fulton. The total project cost is $200,000, all of which would be paid for with DRI funds. Project 14 would convert the Case Lee House into a bed and breakfast. This project will renovate and convert the former Case Lee House into a traditional inn and food service venue that complements the unique building and property. The first floor will house a coffee lounge and professional kitchen for catering, and the second floor will feature multiple rooms and/or suites. The project is sponsored by Kristen Collins. The total project cost is $700,000 with a DRI request of $140,000. Project 15 creates a fast casual restaurant at the site of the former GJP Pizza Shop. This project will completely renovate the existing building inside and out to create a fast casual restaurant that offers healthy, globally influenced food. The restaurant will have counter and drive-up service and will provide outdoor seating when weather permits. This project is sponsored by Will and Lori O'Brien. The total project cost is $684,000 with a DRI request of $137,000. Project 16 would update a commercial building located on Division Street behind Fajita Grill and Taco Bell. The project will rehabilitate and renovate the existing building inside and out to improve the aesthetics and complement the investments proposed as part of the improvements to the New York State 481 corridor in Fulton. New tenants will include the Good Guys Barbershop and a professional hair and beauty supply store. The project is sponsored by Dumb Luck LLC. The total project cost is $559,000 with a DRI request of $112,000. Project 17 will install informational signage around downtown Fulton, highlighting historical events and attractions. This project is sponsored by the City of Fulton. In order to capitalize on its assets, the city will hire a professional marketing team to promote the historic downtown district, the Pathfinder Canal Towpath, and Canal View Bridge Walk trails, and the CNY Community Arts Center, among other destinations, to encourage tourism and downtown patrons. The total project cost is $100,000, all of which would be paid for with DRI funds. Project 18 would upgrade Fulton's zoning code. This project is sponsored by the City of Fulton. Updating the zoning code for areas located within the DRI area would allow property owners and future developers to transform the underutilized downtown area while complementing changes that are supported by the DRI process. These changes will help sustain the forward momentum that has been realized in Fulton since it has been selected to be a DRI community. The total project cost is $100,000, all of which will be paid for with DRI funds. The final project includes 5 smaller projects located in downtown Fulton. The Cayuga Street Cafe, a casual eatery that will offer fresh grab-and-go food and ice cream and gelato, to be located in the former Kathy's Cake space. The Dizzy Block Brewery, a brew pub offering food and drinks made on site, to be located right across the street from the waterfront gazebo. Empire Drone Company will establish a drone operation training center in their retail facility currently located in the Canal View Mall. Fulton Family Medicine will upgrade its facility to provide increased accessibility and more patient exam rooms. And Tavern on the Lock will increase the capacity of the banquet room to 150 seats and construct pavilions over the existing decks to allow for year-round dining. The total project cost of all of these combined is $924,000 with a DRI request of $185,000. In summary, there are a total of 19 projects recommended for funding in the Strategic Investment Plan. The total investment of all projects is $40,023,000. The total DRI request is $13,626,000. The total amount of DRI funding to be awarded by the state is $9.7 million. The Strategic Investment Plan will also list the following projects as important to the revitalization of downtown Fulton. These projects were not ready to move forward at the time recommendations were made. An indoor sports complex with an 11-person soccer field, batting cages, and golf range. Blue Moon rooftop expansion to allow for outdoor seating with a view of the river. Cayuga Street breezeway atriums to create additional public space that would be usable year-round. Behavioral urgent care, a facility to treat mental health and addiction issues with no appointment necessary. The consultant team is in the process of completing the Strategic Investment Plan. Once submitted, the state will review the plan and determine which projects most closely align with the goals of the DRI program. Once the analysis is concluded, the state will announce which projects will receive funding. Please continue to visit www.FultonDRI.com for the latest information on Fulton's DRI process. You may send questions and comments to FultonDRI@gmail.com. Thank you and have a great day.